Now back to Inside Real Estate. Here's Mike the Realtor.
Hey, folks, welcome back. Time to do a little mortgage real estate talk. We got Terri Waggoner live here in the studio. Hey, Terri.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good to see you.
Yeah, good to be seen.
So what we got today?
Well, I thought I'd just continue with Richard's take on things, on choices.
I like it.
So, you have choices when you go shop for a mortgage. And there are a lot of companies out there that they don't have a whole lot of choices. They have one thing, just like Richard was talking about. You've got, they do just FHA, or they do just conventional, or they do just refinances, and so they may know everything there is to know about that one loan, but we in our office know what we need to know and everything we need to know about all of our loan products, and we have a vast array of loan products in our office. We really do. There's kind of a loan for everyone, and sometimes there's more than one loan for your situation, and it's picking the best loan for you personally.
Right.
So I kind of wanted to just touch on a few different options that we have in our office.
Sounds good.
Let's see. We have your conventional loan products. We've talked about it many times before, the rehab loans. We've got a conventional rehab, and we've got the FHA rehab. We have got just your regular run-of-the-mill fixed rate mortgage or conventional mortgage loan. We also have ARMs. Not very many people do the ARMs anymore, but they are still out there. They are still available, and in some situations, they're still a good option. If you've got someone who I did this, well, it's been a year or so ago, but because we don't do a whole lot of them, but a gentleman who was here for a short period of time for a work contract. He was going to be here for 2 or 3 years. He did I think it was a 5-year ARM, and because he was going to sell it after he finished his contract here and moved back to Georgia where he was from, and so that worked out perfect for him. So every situation is a little bit different.
Sure.
Then we talked about this, I think it was last week, the conventional cash out refi. We've also got just the streamline refi. You don't have to take any cash out. You just want to refinance because you purchased, 10 years ago, and your interest rate was a lot higher than what it is now. And by the way, if that's the case, please give us a call. Don't keep paying the higher interest rates. If you're not going to sell your home right now in a market where we need your home, please refinance and save money. We could shorten your term and lower your payment all at the same time.
Yeah, and it was pretty regular to see 5s and 6s and 7s, and that may have been even with good credit scores.
Oh yeah, it was.
At the time, especially pre-06, pre-08. So if you're in that zone and you're still just kind of chugging along with that, 5.5 or even 5, could reduce the term, and get a better rate.
That is correct. Take some cash out. We talked about that.
Could do that
take cash
as well.
out, do all kinds of stuff.
Lower that mortgage payment.
Refinance, definitely.
No brainer.
Excuse me.
Of course, we'd like you to sell.
Right.
Because we do, like you say,
need your house.
we need your house in the market.
Right.
But of course, where are we going to find you one?
Yeah. There's the problem.
No, it's okay. It's a challenge. I take it. I
That's
accept
right.
it.
Right. You do it well. And then we have the jumbo loans. We talked about that as well. Anything over a loan amount of $417,000. That is the conventional conforming max loan amount. So anything over $417,000 is a jumbo loan, and the pricing is a little bit different, and underwriting is a little different. It's just a different type of loan.
Right.
But we do those as well. We have a lot of different options when it comes to jumbo loans. So we've got those, and then we can also do loans for foreign nationals. Did you know that?
Really?
If you're a foreign national, we can do your loan.
Nice.
Yes. I did one of those not too long ago, too. We can do asset depletion, which is you don't have a steady income. You don't go to a job every day, but your assets are what you live off of.
Okay.
We can do a loan based on your assets and show those as income instead of just assets.
Nice.
Then we've got your government loans. We've got FHA. And by the way, we go down to 580 credit score on an FHA loan.
A lot of people are going to be
Yes.
really surprised to hear that, because everybody always
580.
thinks 620, 640, magic numbers. And yes, that's really where we'd like to have you,
Right.
but you know, you can get people in at a 580.
Yes, we can get in on a 580. Couple of additional requirements that we have to meet, but we can go down to a 580. And obviously, if we can get your credit score up, that's what we'll work on. Even if it takes us an extra 30 days or something while you're looking for a house for them.
Mm-hmm.
But if there's, because I've had plenty of situations where credit's really not that bad, there's just not a lot of it.
Right.
And so there's nothing to fix. But we still have a 585 credit score. Well, we can still do that loan.
Okay.
3.5% down FHA. Then we've got your renovation loans for FHA. And another thing that not a lot of lenders do, we do the full and the streamline. Full is inclusive of foundation and structural repairs. There's not a lot of companies that do those.
Right.
So if you found your house, because again, there's a limited number of houses out there on the market. You found a house that you really love, but it's got foundation. Oh, no, I can't buy it. Yes, you can. We can do a rehab loan on it and include the foundation repairs in the cost.
And really, that's kind of a misnomer that you can't do that at all out there. A lot of agents think you can't do that with this type of loan. Buyers, kind of just go where the agent may lead them. And a lot of agents aren't even really aware that can actually happen.
Right. There are two separate types of FHA rehab loans. One's called a full. The other one's called a streamline. Streamline doesn't include any foundation repairs.
Mm-hmm.
And the total overall cost to rehab the home has to be $35,000 or less. That's a streamline. So if either one of those two things happen, if you have foundation work or the repairs are over $35,000, then it's a full. And again, very few lenders do the full, but we do.
Okay.
That is fantastic.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Yes, because I can't tell you how many customers I've had that have gone into a house and then next thing you know, they're having to repair the foundation.
Right. But we can do that on a refinance as well. So if you run into that, Richard, if you've got a customer that they purchased the house a year ago and now found out that there's some foundation work that needs to be done, we can do a rehab loan on that, refinance them. Okay, so then we've got your VA loans. We've talked about those. You have to have a 620 credit score for VA. But again, we'll work on credit if it's not there. Then we've got USDA. USDA, just a reminder, USDA is closed starting tomorrow. They're closed. I believe they shortened it. It was going to be all week, so it's just Monday through Thursday. They'll be back open on Friday, and they have caught up on their underwriting turn time. They were a month ago. They were a month. No, I'm sorry. They were 2 weeks in underwriting.
Behind, yeah.
Then they went to a week. As of Friday, they were 2 days in underwriting. So now they'll be shut down for 4. So we'll have an extended period of time for the commitment on that when they get back. But hopefully it won't be 2 or 3 weeks.
Right.
Okay.
At least they're more or less caught up, but then they'll take a little break and get behind again.
Right. So all of those programs, and then within each loan program itself, there's some variations. So you absolutely want to talk to someone who knows their stuff, who has the availability to give you options on your mortgage. Yeah,
absolutely. Folks, I mean, we work with experts in their field, and as you can hear Terri and Richard every week, they're experts in their fields, and you can hear it because you're hearing things you've never heard before or rarely have heard before, and so it's a great thing. Give Terri a call, and go to her website terriwaggoner.com, or give her a shout, and she's going to take care of you.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We work really hard to put good experts in their field on the show, folks. I went out a couple weeks ago to meet with a home improvement company to maybe look and see if they were interested in being on the show. And honestly, I just didn't like the way they did business, and they just didn't seem like good people either. I got the feeling they were just kind of like old siding salesman guys that really didn't care about you and their, and at the end of the day, their product was bloated and overpriced. And, we don't like that sort of thing.
No.
You know, we like Richard and Terry says, the power of choice. You know, we're trying to figure things out for you to actually, you know, because we look at things as if it's us in your shoes. You know, is it good for us? Because if it's good for us and we would buy that or we would do that, then it would be good for you. And so
Absolutely.
we really actually do care about you. And so, you know, feel free to give us a call to take care of you in all of those segments of the industries out there. Folks, we're going to take a short break. Then we're going to come on back to entertainment and politics segment. We've got Lieutenant Colonel Ralph Peters in the next segment. Come on back. See you in a few.